Hey guys, in just about a few days, it will be time to bid adieu to this year and welcome the new one with open arms. And what better way to celebrate this recycling of the calendar than by going to a new and dazzling destination where you can shout the New Year countdown at the top of your lungs in unison with thousands of others until the clock strikes 12 and fireworks toot up into the night sky. Would you like to go for an international destination with a budget price? And are you looking for a Sri Lanka itinerary for a trip you are planning to this country? Here I have put together a perfect Sri Lanka itinerary filled with what we consider to be the best of Sri Lanka in 10 days. Sri Lanka can only be described as a small island nation with the generosity of an entire continent. There is everything we can see in Sri Lanka, including temples, varied scenery, gorgeous beaches, vast tea estate, relaxed tropical villages, World Heritage sites, delectable food, and amiable people. So, this is my recommended 10-day Sri Lanka itinerary filled with everything you can experience, like my favorite places to see and what I think are the top things to do in Sri Lanka. It is flexible and can easily be lengthened or shortened based on how long you plan to spend in Sri Lanka. I have also included some suggestions for location to stay along with descriptions and travel details for each destination and how to get about. These are based on the extensive research I did for my personal trips as well as tips from other travelers I encountered along the way. I hope you find this 10-day Sri Lanka guide helpful in planning your trip. Okay, so if you do not have time to read the entire itinerary, I have created a video on Sri Lanka on every corner of world. That's my YouTube channel. You can go there and you can check my Sri Lanka itinerary over there. So let's start with Colombo. Because of its rich colonial heritage and creative fusion of varied races, religions and civilizations, Colombo, also known as the Port City, has emerged as a must-visit destination. The blend of modern and old buildings as well as the city's traffic and insanity make Colombo the capital of Sri Lanka very appealing to tourists. One can partake in variety of activities in Colombo such as shopping on a crowded street or unwinding at a deluxe colonial style hotel with a view of the Indian Ocean. The capital of the country, which provides a range of tourist experiences, has made a name for itself as one of the top locations for both opulent vacations and backpacking journey. Colombo will never let you down. Whether you are a history enthusiast or a shopaholic, whether you want to learn about Indian culture or simply unwind by participating in a culinary class and talented chefs against a breathtaking sea view, Colombo has its all. I would recommend that you please stay there for at least 2 days to get the vibe along with. And how to get to Colombo? When arriving at the Colombo or Bandaranaike International Airport, there are 2 ways to get into the Colombo city: by taxi or by bus. The driver from the airport to Colombo takes about 30 to 45 minutes depending on the traffic. There is no airport metro or train available in the city. Your best and most convenient option is to pre-book the car and the driver, who will be waiting for you in the arrival hall holding up a board with your name on it. Else you can directly get a cab from airport, which I found a little expensive. Public buses that depart from the airport every 15 minutes and travel to Colombo's central bus terminals are the cheapest and quickest option. However, I do not advise riding the bus if you have a lot of luggage, are exhausted after your travel, or are just jet lagged. So by hiring a private car and driver, using the train or taking the bus, you can travel to and from Colombo to other areas of Sri Lanka with ease. The central train station in Colombo is called Colombo Fort. The majority of the nation may be reached by train except for the south and southeast area of the island, as they don't have train tracks. The only way to buy online ticket in Sri Lanka here, I will link here. You can check it out, or you can check my blog for the same. I have linked some of the good options from where you get the commute system. Where to stay in Colombo? There are definitely good stay options in Colombo. There are 5-star hotel, 4-star hotel, homestays, as well as hostels for backpackers. I stayed at Girl Face Hotel, and I must say this is one of the best experiences I have ever had. The hotel itself is a place to visit. They have museums, beaches, beachside restaurant, a library, and so many things to explore. The food was too good and the service was amazing. So if you are going there for New Year celebration, I would recommend you to at least spend one day there. And you have to experience it for yourself. The location is excellent, the parking position is excellent, and also they have received so many celebrities including Scarlett Johansson, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, and so on. There are other options as well, so you can check it out on booking.com or any other sites. The next, after Colombo, I would recommend that day 3, you just take a day trip to Mihintale and stay at a night at Mineria National Park or nearby the places. Like, we started our journey early morning from Colombo to reach Mihintale, which is said to be the point of meeting between Mahinda, the son of Emperor Asoka, who arrived from India, and King Devanapitishya, where they formed and preached the doctrine of Buddhism, which was the opening point of Buddhism in Sri Lanka. It is believed that in the month of June, Mahinda arrived from India on Poson, that is called Full Moon Poya Day, and stayed here. Poson, often referred to as Poson Poya, is an annual celebration of the introduction of Buddhism in Sri Lanka in the 3rd century BC. This is held by Sri Lankan Buddhists. The festival is the second most significant Buddhist celebration of the year after Vasak, and the most significant Poya means full moon holiday of the year. In the afternoon, reach the hotel and get freshen up and start your journey towards one of the prominent national parks called Mineria National Parks. Mineria National Park Safari is the best in class while considering the number of elephants living in the area. The national park is very famous because of the biggest crowd of Asian elephants. Mineria is the topmost liked place for all elephant lovers and photographers around the world. The giant tusker is an icon of the animal kingdom, and the national park has it in abundance. So I have created a few videos on every corner of the world to get you a glimpse of Mineria and Mihintale. Now if I talk about how to get to Mihintale. From Colombo to Mihintale, there is no direct local transport available. You have to take a bus from Colombo to Anuradhapura and step down at Mihintale nearby village, from where you can take tuk-tuk to reach the main point. Else you can opt for a cab to reach Mihintale and later on to reach your hotel at Dambulla or Anuradhapura or Sigiriya. Again, there are plenty numbers of options are available for staying purpose. If you want to explore Mihintale, Mineria and Sigiriya as a day trip, then Dambulla or Havarna would be great option for you to stay. I am giving here a few options for your stay. Please choose any one or as per your way. Like Jetwing, they have a very good options like Jetwing Lake and Dambulla. You can stay there. They have very good other options like Jetwing Stay Purpose and Lakeview Dambulla, Tropical Life Resort and Spa, and there are hostels as well for your stay. So on day 4, you must take a day trip to Sigiriya. There are places with stories and locations that convey stories. You may find it difficult to decide between the two when visiting Sigiriya in Sri Lanka because it combines elements of each. Some people think it was formerly the location of a significant Buddhist monastery, while other claims Ravana's palace from the renowned epic Ramayana once stood here. As for the archaeological evidence, literature from the 5th century AD, inscriptions, carbon dating, poems in the mirror work to prove this was constructed by King Kashyapya I, son of Dhatusena. Sigiriya was built by the 5th century King Kashyapya I, who ruled the native Sinhalese dynasty, the Maurya. The imposing fortress was the capital of Sinhalese kingdom, while Kashyapya was defeated in AD 495. So making Sigiriya Ravana's palace is taking off the credit from the original creator and devaluation Sri Lankan historical information. I have created a video again. If you want to check it out, you can check it out on my YouTube channel, Every Corner of World. So now how to get to Sigiriya? From Dambulla to Sigiriya, you have to take a bus or tuk-tuk to reach Sigiriya. Else you can opt for a cab, that's the easiest option. And where to stay at Sigiriya, you can stay like Dambulla or Anuradhapura or any nearby location from where you can access Mihinthalia, Meneria and Sigiriya, all of the location. Then I would suggest that at least spend 2 nights and 3 days at Nuwara Eliya. Can you believe Sri Lanka has a breathtaking hill station? Nuwara Eliya or Little England has so many things to offer, see and cherish. Believe it or not, this slice of this British colonial era and tea estate can be found here in Sri Lanka, in the misty hills of Nuwara Eliya. When in Nuwara Eliya, do not forget to chase some of the lesser frequented gems like Ramboda, any of the tea estate, Sita Eliya, post office, Sita Agni Pariksha Sthal to visit in the city of Nuwara Eliya while staying at the Little England style hotel. The Royal Botanical Garden and Ramboda Hanuman Temple can be fit into a one-day excursion for those of who you are coming to Nuwara Eliya via Kandy. I highly recommend these places to check out. I have stayed there, I have checked all of these places and these are outstanding. Now the next question is that how to get to Nuwara Eliya. Nuwara Eliya Nanuware railway station, which is just 10 kilometers from the city center, is the closest train station to Nuwara Eliya. You can take a bus or tuk-tuk for 20 minutes to get the heart of Nuwara Eliya from this station. Outside the train station, tuk-tuks are readily available and priced between like 500 INR, that means $2.75 to $3. Where to stay at Nuwara Eliya? I stayed at St. Andrews by J. King, which was elegant and classy, exactly like a fairy colonial house from the British era. They have really authentically decorated rooms with delicious food options. You must try to stay here. Else there are a lot of other options like homestays, small hotels, budget hotels and hostels are pretty much available here. Or you can stay any of the tea estate related homestays. Then the last 3 days, I will recommend you to stay at Galle or Bentota. Galle is a gem, The historic city, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a delight to wander through on foot. It is an endlessly exotic old trading port that is home to impressive Dutch colonial structure, historic mosques and churches, large mansions and museums. While exploring its winding roads, you will come across chic cafes, oddball shops and immaculately restored hotels. They are owned by both domestic and international artists, writers, photographers and designers. Galle's central structure, the fort, a walled enclosure bordered by the sea on the 3 sides, was constructed by the Dutch starting in 1663. The fact that the fort is more than just a picturesque location is a major draw. I stayed at Bentot and took a day trip to Galle while exploring the Aryapala Mask Museum on the way. Bentot is an interesting beach city where you can explore a lot. Apart from the sea beach, one can check out beautiful temples, tortoise hatcheries, some fun activities and many more. Do not forget to explore Ravana Cave and waterfall while driving from Nuwara Eliya to Bentot via Kandy. Now it is again the same question, how to get to Galle and Bentot. To enjoy the old world and picturesque wonders of Galle, walking is the best way to see the city. You can also use the three-wheelers or tuk-tuk, which are the easiest way of getting about within the city and are spacious enough for carrying luggage as well. In Bentot, tuk-tuk and local transport are easily available. Where to stay at Galle and Bentot? I stay at Bentot while taking a day trip to Galle. If you want to stay at Galle and Bentot in both places, you can check out both places to stay. Like they have Taj Bentot, Mikasa Bentot, Cinnamon Bentot. I stayed at EcoSurf, which was pretty good. Jet King Kurulu Bedda, Jet Wing Lighthouse. And now is the last part of this itinerary. If you have more than 10 days in Sri Lanka itinerary, then what you will do? If you have more than 10 days in hand, like if you want to explore Sri Lanka within 2 or 3 weeks, then I'll suggest you slow down my above itinerary and enjoy each place thoroughly. Also, you can include below activities or places which I skipped due to the short time span. The train trip from Ela to Kandy, explored Ela, explored Kandy, explored Anuradhapura, explored Jaffna, explored Negombo or Mirissa, any of the beach. Take a whale watching trip at Trincomalee, learn scuba diving at Tangale Beach. Now, if I talk about visa for Sri Lanka, especially for Indians to travel to Sri Lanka, each traveler needs to possess a valid visa, which is called ETA. The ETA is valid for 6 months, allowing for a single entry into the country with a maximum stay of 30 days. At the time of applying, no flight ticket needs to book. Approx $22 is required at the time of ETA application. Apart from your destination address, your passport scan copy is also required. For more details, please visit the official site of Sri Lanka government. Travel insurance. You will be covered by travel insurance in the event of illness, accident, theft and cancellation. It offers complete security in case of something goes wrong. I never go on a trip without it, as I have had to use it many times in the past. I generally check online for the best insurance and the best deals. You can check Policy Bazaar or any other reputed online sites. Best time to visit Sri Lanka. The best time to visit Colombo is during the dry season. So January to March is a good time to visit Sri Lanka. I visited there in the month of July and I found it good too. If you want to travel to Sri Lanka on a budget, do consider April, May, July or September or travel the country, because the off season you will get a good deal there. But because I am talking here about New Year, so you can travel there, and I am sure that this country will not be as expensive as like the other countries. Is Sri Lanka safe for solo female travelers? Yes. I found it safe even during the crisis period. Although no country is 100% safe in consideration of its mixed crowd. I would rather advise you to take few precautions while traveling in Sri Lanka, like we do when traveling to other cities or other countries. Try to explore the places in daylight. Do not give too much information to a stranger. Do not try alcohol or other drugs with strangers. Try to take a city guide map. So yeah, here's an ode to the beautiful Sri Lanka as we discovered a little something about the history, culture, people and connection between India and Sri Lanka. So let me know how you like it, this itinerary, or if you want me to share some other stories or other itineraries, I'll definitely share it on my next podcast. I am available on every corner of world on Instagram and on YouTube as well. If you want to check out my Sri Lanka videos, like wherever I stay, wherever I have been, you can check it on my YouTube channel on every corner of world. Or you can send me an email at everycornerofworld@gmail.com. So, are you all ready for this New Year and Christmas? Let me know yours plan as well. And I'm coming soon with some good stories, good food stories or good itineraries or any other travel stories. Tab tak ke liye, stay safe and take care of yourself.